Welcome to my presentation on the topic of Are you negotiating 50 critical clauses in your material purchase agreements? This is my third presentation for the team of contract negotiation and overall 77th presentation considering all the YouTube presentations that I made so far. Let's understand first of all that there are three type of contracts which are there in any business. One is the barter materials, second is supply small value contracts involving supply, installation, testing, and commissioning. And thirdly, high value contracts involving supply, installation, testing, commissioning, but having integration with other ongoing packages at the site. Of course, there can be service contracts also. What I plan to include in this presentation are number one, type of bottle materials called as category 1. Herein, summary of 50 clauses to negotiate for bottle materials, a listing of 34 common clauses to negotiate, which are common for domestic and import supplies, and fourth, listing of 16 clauses to negotiate for imports. Let's understand the type of bottle materials which are included in this scope in this presentation. One is the raw materials of any type, semi-finished items, complete finished items, consumables, capital items, tangible assets, all types and their maintenance spares, sales promotion materials, packaging materials, after sales service spares, and non production items like office supplies, administration items, and so on and so forth. So, as the slide shows, there are different clauses to be negotiated covering various kind of aspects like pricing, warranty, quality, legal, and so on and so forth. So let's go one by one. Now for the 34 clauses out of 50 which are related to the common for domestic import, these are prices related 4, quantity and order size related 3, quality inspection related 3, design changes related 3, payment terms related 2, and so on and so forth. For the capital items, clauses related to the installation, testing, and commissioning will be included in the another presentation. Similarly, for the service agreements which are purely of service like consulting, etc., these are not including this presentation. Pricing related clauses, 4 numbers. What the negotiating team must negotiate are rates for individual materials at the line item levels and discounts, rates validity periods, escalation clauses, methodology for negotiating future rate changes, taxes and tax variation clauses. Quantity and order size related, order quantity and amount, order type, purchase orders or agreement or contracts, and acceptance requirement for such orders, percentage order quantity variations with no change in prices during the validity, and quantity measurement method at the client side, sample size and cost of destruction, who will bear that. Then there are quality specification related clauses where I have shown that instruments. These are clauses related to the quality specification at the receipt inspection stage at the client end and the sample size, pre-delivery inspection at the vendor site or buyer site. There can be pre-delivery inspection particularly at the vendor end also. And three, rejections observed by the clients at the receipt stage, how much is permitted, manufacturing or assembly stage, responsibility for returning or picking of this, timeliness of this, return of this, and cost thereof, who will bear these costs. Design changes related clauses to be negotiated. Managing design changes, methodology, sample and pilot or approval requirements, and the charges, if any, for these, particularly with respect to toolings, jigs, fixtures, etc. Who will bear that? And the timelines for implementing the minor and significant changes and managing the old inventory. Who will be responsible for that? Payment terms. Payment terms can be advance or bank guarantee requirements, credit period. 2. Modes of payment, whether it is check, online transfer, cash, debit card, credit card, etc., or any other method. Warranty related to clauses: warranty period for free replacement, and shipping mode for getting the replacement, and costs thereof, who will bear that, and warranty credit rates in case there is no free replacement, and the currency thereof, and warranty verification process to be followed. Now, this is a slide which indicates the overview. On the left side is the supplier, on the right side is the buyer, and there are aspects related to the costs at the seller end, like loading, haulage, custom clearance, and loading at the port, and freight and arrival related costs, unloading related costs, customs, delivery, and buyer. I'll take this one by one. Delivery terms: the documentation requirement, the delivery cost, location and timelines, mode of shipment, road, rail, air, ship, courier, or multimodal. Very important aspects because these contribute significantly to the costs. There can be situation that initially you negotiate road or rail, but later on, because of urgency, you need to buy these through air. Part load or full load delivery by truck, another cost element. Cost of airlifting assignment for emergency shipment, and delivery quantity, schedule, and lot sizes for such air shipments. Marine insurance: responsibility, location, from to destination, premium, who will bear the premium, and timeliness for replacement in case of shortages or damaged delivery. Packaging and labeling: the standard and specification and costs, shipping worthiness requirement for road or rail or air or ship or courier. These all clauses need to be negotiated in the beginning itself. Legal terms: there are different kind of legal terms which are required, and this slides gives an overview of the various type of compliances which are there. In short, there are 7 aspects which are highlighted here. One is the statutory compliance and responsibilities, ethical standards, confidentiality and intellectual property and non-closure agreement related clauses, dispute resolution mechanism, cost and timelines, applicable laws and jurisdiction places. Very important point: jurisdiction, force majeure definition, scope, responsibilities and obligation in each case of such events, and termination. Now, industry specific or item specific, more clauses can be added. Imports related, there are 16 clauses. One is payment currency. It can be of any country, it can be dollars, it can be Deutschmarks, it can be anything else, euros, etc. Currency exchange fluctuation mechanism, who will bear the costs. Incoterms like whether it is CIF, cost insurance freight, C&F, cost and freight only, FOB, free on board, etc. Payment terms like advance or TT, telegraph transfer, shipping documents through bank, LC. Now, in the case of import LCs, you have to negotiate the cost of opening and amendments, usance periods, shipping and negotiation documents which all need to be sent, bankers in both the countries, they have to be agreed, and LC acceptance mechanism. Now, there are different aspects which are related to the forex. There can be regulation from the apex banker. In our case of India, it is RBI, and there are other aspects which need to be negotiated. Now, users interest rate in case of LC, that means you need to have some credit period. The period interest rate for that. Responsibility for custom clearance and paying import duty and custom port charges and compliances, who will bear that. Import license responsibility, costs and compliances as per IMPEX policy, if the import license are applicable, if these are not under open general license. Pre-shipment inspection by the third party in the overseas country, cost and reports, who will bear that. Shipping documentation, the number of sets and the advance intimation of the shipment to be sent by and by how many days, external packaging specification and markings on boxes for identification at the port, whether shipping port or the airport, HSN classification numbers on the vendor invoice for each material to be imported because custom duty is based on that, custom examination requirements for opening boxes at the customs, transit time from shipping port to destination port, very important point, choice of the shipping liner and type of the ship, whether it's a bulk cargo or container ship, etc., and transshipment and part shipment and route permissibility. These all aspects contribute significantly to the cost, and if any aspect is left out, this can later on lead to higher costs. Why learn with me? As on 6 February 25, on the date of presentation, I am sharing the status as below, which is improving continuously. I am the author of two ethics books, including one Amazon bestseller. There are 76 YouTube vlogs having 1.15 million views and 19,800 plus hours of watch time for this YouTube's, and link is given here. There are 37 articles which are there on my latest website, which has got 38,550 plus clicks for various articles. Then there are popular Udemy course which I have just released. It has got enrolled about 48 students in about 30 days plus, and link is given here. There's a quick overview of 5 minutes video on the 9 professional gains that you will gain by subscribing to my Udemy course, where you will find more details. With overall 40 years experience, including 20 plus years in negotiation, I help professionals achieve career success by emphasizing on ethics. Thank you very much and happy learning.